So I think it's not just young people who have been bombarded with information about mental health as well. You know, all of these campaigns that we've run that are wonderful for reducing the stigma of mental health also means that parents are like constantly on high alert for what they should be looking out for, but maybe aren't told that much about the ways in which they can help, the ways in which they can safeguard their children's mental health, and the ways in which they can start supporting their children if they have concerns. So things like having a safe space to talk and allowing children to feel at ease to talk. And that means not necessarily sitting down on the sofa, intense eye pressure. And we talk about, you know, take the dog for a walk, do some physical movement while you're talking, because then you're kind of counteracting that physical fear of talking aloud. That's always a wonderful one. I love asking families to keep a positivity jar. So we're all quite self-critical. All of us, adults included, can look back at our day and say, oh, I was into work on time for once. You know, we're quite self-hating. We say things to ourselves in our head that we wouldn't say to other people. Positivity jars are great. Sit down as a family at the end of the day and write down one really good thing about your day. You know, it can be the simplest thing. You might have had a terrible day, but you might have taken a moment to enjoy the trees. That might be your thing for today. Pop it in a jar, write on a thing, pop it in a jar. And at the end of your year, go through your jar and look at all of the wonderful things that you experienced every day as a family, regardless of how bad the day was. And it encourages you to go to bed focusing on what was good about your day. And I think it's a wonderful practice, and I always encourage all of my families to get into doing that. I also talk about parents understanding that they don't have to be their children's best friend, but they can still be their confidant. So you can still be there for your child without necessarily kind of feeling like you have to change the way that you would parent. That's not necessarily the case. Allowing them the opportunity to open up to you and ask your advice, and if they don't follow your advice, that's also okay, but helping them to kind of learn that for themselves. Physical exercise is really, really important. Lots of teenagers, particularly around the point of their exams, will give up their clubs. So perhaps they went to sports or they went to clubs and they'll stop going so that they can revise. Keeping up physical movement and physical exercise is an absolutely core part of how we safeguard our mental health. So I always encourage families, maybe you're not an active family, maybe going for a Sunday walk together as a family could become your thing that you do to help support children's mental health. Maybe you've got a dog that you can take for a run. Maybe your neighbour's got a dog you can take for a run. Yeah, so encouraging as a family getting together and going and getting moving. Doesn't mean exercise, but getting moving is a key part of how you can support children as well.